Hey everyone, it's PokeMike. Today I'm just gonna be chilling, showing you guys some gameplay while talking over it. Did my first Instacart order yesterday,
Oh, oh yeah, how did that go? How was grocery shopping professionally?
or no, it said go to aisle one for the refried beans, and we look, and there's no fucking aisle one, and the refried beans were in like aisle four, and we're like, okay,
There is no aisle one.
yeah, there literally just wasn't. Just started at four and went to like 12. I should have taken a picture. It was weird. Then it was like go into this aisle and grab breakfast bars, and so we did, or whatever, and then that was aisle 7, right? The correct aisle for breakfast items. And then it said go grab cereal, which coincidentally was in the same aisle, but it was further down the list, so we had to come back to that aisle. It said aisle 10B. I don't.
What?
Same
What?
aisle though that we were getting everything from, so I don't know how the fuck it was a difference between 7 and 10B on the
What the
same
fuck
aisle.
kind of grocery store are y'all going to?
Yeah.
That fuck?
No, this was Instacart's directions because they're telling you exactly where everything was.
Ah, fuck that. I'm listening to that garbage. I just would have done my own shit.
This poor person, they had like 6 items that just were not there.
That's rough as
So
fuck.
we had to like either refund them or like change them out for something else. And
Yeah.
of course it goes, "Oh, Jessica found this, thing of cheese an hour ago." And we look where it is. It's fucking out of stock. I go, "Well, fucking." And Instacart has the audacity to go, "Are you sure that it's not there? Like, are you sure you don't see it?"
Like, what the
I'm
fuck? What's
like,
fucked up?
"It's fucking out of stock, but okay." So then, after that whole business, because like the whole thing is, it'll tell you to
Can I
go
put it right here?
to one item, then to the next item, but the whole problem is it wasn't tell you to go in order.
I don't know. That's fucking weird. That's
Yeah,
odd.
yeah,
How bold of Instacart to be like, are you sure, you fucking moron, that it's not there?
yeah. Are you sure you're not just fucking stupid? Because
Yeah.
it's most likely there. Someone just found it. It's like
Yeah.
they never think about to say like, oh, maybe it's just out of stock. So we go through that, and then we're
It's like
driving
that.
through the
It's
ice
like
and
that old
snow.
fucking vine. I'm pretty sure I know more
Urban
about
lyric.
cheese than you do,
Yeah.
genius.
Well, after all of
I
that,
know more about American people than you do,
it was
genius.
like we had to go drive through the ice and snow. So,
Fuck that.
yeah, we go put the groceries on this person's doorstep. We put the receipt in the bag because it didn't say, like, it wasn't giving very specific instructions about what to do. Like, it wasn't
What
letting
the
you click
fuck?
onto another thing. It wasn't giving a whole list. It was giving you the instructions one at a time. And then we go to the next person, we drop it off, and then we're like, well, how do we exit
Nice.
out
Good
the
job.
order? Right? We finished. We texted them that their groceries are there.
Uh-huh.
Find out we had to take a picture of the receipt. So we go back and get the second person's receipt, and then we go back and we have to drive all the way back to the first person's house and get their receipt. And so by that time, on the way over there, I go, watch, we're gonna get here and it's gonna say, oh, take a picture of the doorstep with the groceries on it, right?
Uh-huh.
And my girlfriend just looks at me and goes, I swear to God. And after we get the first person's receipt, that guess what it says? Oh,
Little.
take a picture of the doorstep to make sure that they know that the groceries are there. I go, God fucking
Ugh.
damn it. We just
God damn it.
well the whole thing is like since it's not giving you the instructions like in a list, you don't know what's next.
Right.
So now we
That,
know,
that's fucked up.
but we just
That's just
sent them
bad,
black
like, planning.
pictures because we had already texted them that their groceries were there. So we just sent them like black screens because we're like we had to close out this order somehow. There was no way we were driving all the way back to that second person's house to take a picture of their
Yeah.
goddamn doorstep.
Yeah,
Then,
God, no. Fuck that.
well, yeah, we're all the way out in fucking St. Peter's,
Mhm.
and we gotta drive all the way back to St. Charles. So we're taking the highway, and like it's iced over, like completely iced over, and to the point where like if she tried to brake, like the car would kind of like start like stuttering forward and everything because the
Oh,
brakes
shit.
weren't like getting enough traction. And so we
Uh-huh.
drove like on some streets that were 45 or 60. We were driving like 25
Yeah,
because
that's
we were just trying
totally
to be safe
fair.
and shit. God, it took forever. But we made fucking $20 off of that
So only 20
for
bucks?
50 fucking items split apart two people. Yeah. So
God
now,
damn.
so now I'm just gonna go through and pick up like all the small orders and shit
Uh-huh.
because you can get like $7 for 4 items,
Trying
and
to
it's
make
just
money
more
faster that way
right. It's
too.
more cost efficient.
It sounds like a lot of work, man. Like, why choose Instacart rather than like doing like food delivery?
Oh, I don't want to do food delivery.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, because that shit's more risky because you have no idea how many times we've had orders like come through at Taco Bell and then all of a sudden the guy just never fucking shows up to pick up the food.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
well,
it's fucking horrendous. Wait, there's no aisle one. Never has been.
never has been. I thought of that as soon as you said it. I'm like, oh, I've got to make a meme out of
Oh
this.
my god. It was like it wasn't horrible, it was just confusing. Like Instacart could do it way better to where they say go to produce, go to bread, go to meat and get all this stuff first.
Hmm.
But instead it was just having you bounce back between items. There was no like organization within the app.
Well, yeah, no, because they're a fucking multi-million-dollar company now. They're going to make sure it is hard on you as possible just because they can.
Right. So I don't know if there's a way to filter like cold food versus like food you might need to get last, like frozen shit. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. But overall,
Or,
it was a fun experience. I had fun doing it. Just was time consuming. Like it was like an hour and a half worth of work because of it was two separate orders that we had to deliver.
ugh, yikes.
I mean, I'm glad that I'm starting to do it because this way I can just make some easy side cash. Like just spend a whole day doing Instacart and make like $100.
I mean,
So,
yeah, that's absolutely more money in your pocket. I
right.
mean, even if it is kind of annoying.
But think about it, like $100 for one day's worth of work.
See, that's not worth it. That's where I'd be like, all right, this shit sucks.
Really? Because I feel like that's pretty much worth it.
I mean, it really depends on like how much work you're doing though, or like how fucking insane people's orders are, or just
Well,
the
right,
distance
but
you
you
have to
can
drive.
also you can also just accept. You can just deny them. You can just be like, nah, I'm not fucking doing that. Once I do one batch, I can get like the cooler bag, and so then I
Uh-huh.
can shop from higher paying like stores like Costco and shit.
Ooh, they're ready to send them to the fucking big leagues of
I
Costco.
know, right?
Damn.
Or I could get approved to deliver prescriptions.
Oh, hell yeah, nice.
Yeah. All I gotta do is watch a video and pass a 10-question quiz, and then sign an agreement. I can go deliver your fucking medicine to you.
Are you a drug addict?
No.
No.
All right, cool. You're hired.
Cool, you're hired. Yeah.
But I did get off work on Valentine's Day, which is very nice.
That is pretty pog. You love to see that.
Very nice. Glad I'm
I'm
able
glad
to.
that they did actually.
Yeah.
Even though knowing you, I bet you would have just been like, nah, I'm just not gonna go anyway.
Before I get off and go to work, I'm gonna tell you about what just happened on this past Sunday.
Oh
So,
god,
as you may know, I work Super Bowl Sunday.
I've been there before. Shit sucks. Yeah.
Now, I thought it was gonna be busier than it was. We had, by the time I left, less than 100 cars, and I was there
Okay.
from 11 to 8. So a pretty damn long time.
Yeah.
So I get there at 11. Usually my Sundays go something along the lines of I get there at 11, I take a break around 2:30 or 3 because we lose a lot of people at 4 and we don't really gain a lot of people till 5 or 6. And by that time it's dinner rush and we don't have the time to do shit. And then
Yeah.
I leave at 8. I just basically don't leave the food line on Sundays. So I just kind of get to suffer there. This
That's
Sunday
always
though,
fun.
this Sunday though, we I've met my new assistant general manager, and I
Is
also
it
have.
the bitch or is that somebody else?
So okay, with my new general manager, the one that I used to think was pretty bad, I don't know what to think about her,
Oh.
because she's the one that got me off for or gave me the time off for Valentine's Day,
Okay.
which I appreciate. Usually I don't get off Sundays. That's like
Right.
one of our busiest days.
Uh-huh.
But on the other hand, she will talk shit about you, and I just don't know. But my assistant GM is the one that I'm having trouble with this time. Because
Exactly.
when I work on Sundays, I have one manager I can never get along with. And it's because she singles me out and she'll make my life hell. Like, there's been times where the line will be clean and shit, and if there's something like one piece of lettuce, she'll be like, "Go clean that up, sweep that up." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I go,
What the
"It's like
fuck?
one little thing," or she'll like she'll like push it onto the ground, so then I have to clean it up.
That's okay. That's
No,
fucked
but
up. I've
yeah.
had a manager who does that. That shit sucks.
So when that happened, I went to Greg and I complained because she was also trying to send me on break for a 4-hour shift I had one time. I said, "Fuck
Why?
no!" I go, "I'm not gonna be here for 3.5 hours. Why the hell would I want to work for 3.5 fucking hours?" Right?
I mean, at that point, if I push you to a break, just be like, just fucking send me home.
Right.
Just let me work the full 3.5 and send me home.
Right. And so on Sunday, I get in at 11. First hour and a half goes by relatively quick. 11:45 rolls around, and my assistant GM goes, "All right, Mike, we'll go on break." I go, "What? Excuse me? I got here like less than 2 hours ago. I'm not going on break." Like, I legit just was like, "Could I maybe get a break at 2:30 or 3 like I usually do?" Because I'm like, we have people till 4, and we've not been rushed so far. And she's like, "No, go on break now. We need to save labor." And I'm just thinking, well, saving labor's not my fucking
Fucking
problem.
labor.
That's not my fucking problem.
That's their fault for scheduling.
Right. I go, if you didn't want people to, like, tell one of the night crew to not come in or some shit. If you really think that we're not gonna be that fucking busy. But basically, I was like, are you kidding me? And she's like, "No, go on break." I was like, "Fine, whatever." So I went on break. I was pretty pissed off. I text my general manager at this point because I was like, "This happened last time we had a new GM, and I don't want it to happen again." You know, because my one manager, we'll call her C, the one that has a problem with me. Well, C, she basically had a power trip. Um, yeah, she had a power trip when we got our old general manager. And since then, he was transferred to a separate store, and we have a new one. Well, the same thing's starting to happen. C is getting a power trip again.
God damn it. Of course.
Well, I text my general manager and I go, "Hey, just so you know, this is what happened. I just don't want it to happen again." I wasn't like yelling at her. It's not her fault. I even said in the text, I was like, "Hey, I know you're not on the clock." I go, "And I know you probably don't want to be hearing from a worker like in the Super Bowl Sunday, whatever." I was just like, "But I just don't want to be given breaks a couple hours after I got on the clock." I go, "It's not a break at that point. There would be no point in me showing up until that point." And so then she she called my assistant general manager, which I'm sitting in the lobby with one of my friends who's also on break, right? Because they sent her on break, and she was fine with it because she had been there for already like 4 hours, like half of her shift. I'm livid. I'm like ranting about the whole thing. I quiet down because my assistant general manager starts coming over, and she was like, "Michael, I didn't know you had a problem with being sent on break at this time." And I'm thinking, are you fucking stupid, or are you just playing me? Like, it's one of the two. I'm like, you obviously either don't care, or you just don't understand.
Yeah.
Considering,
Or you're trying to spin it to make you look like the asshole.
right. She proceeds to go on with, "Well, I work 10-hour shifts all the time, and I never get a break. I just don't expect you guys to do it." And I'm thinking, "Go get off your fucking high horse. Don't pull that kind of shit."
That's the most
That's
annoying
literally
shit.
saying,
I hate that.
"I'm better than you because I can handle a 10-hour shift without a break." And I was just thinking, like, this bit. So she then proceeds to say, "Next time, just talk to me. I'm really easy. I'm the easiest one here to talk to, blah, blah, blah. Like, talk to me and we can work things out." And I'm just thinking, I was just like, "Okay, whatever. All right." And she walked away, and I talked to my coworker. I look at my coworker and I go, "Was I not talking to her when I asked her if I could take a break at a later time and not now?" I go, "I don't know what talking to someone is then, because that confuses me. How the fuck am I supposed to communicate with someone who says, 'Talk to me,' and then when I talk to them, they go, 'Well, no, you're wrong. Fuck you.'"
Oh.
I was like, "All right, whatever." Whatever. So then my buddy, he is being sent on break after I got back, and he was fine with that. He was like, whatever. He had no problem doing that. But he was standing behind the line, not in anyone's way, not distracting anybody, talking to one of our other coworkers, one of our other buddies. Well, it just so happens that C looks over and goes, "Hey, go sit down." And my buddy's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, go sit down. You're on break." And he goes, "No, I'm fine standing right here. I'm just gonna finish my conversation with, this coworker." And of course, my manager goes, "No, go sit down. You're on break. You're not allowed to be over here." And I'm just thinking, I'd like to see the fucking rule that says he's not over here.
According to who? Pardon me.
I would just like to know. I know that there's specific places we're not allowed to be, like the fucking roof. I'm not allowed to go up there. I've always wanted to go up there. I'm not allowed. Whatever.
Felt that there was a ladder behind Burger King that led up to the roof, and I had to resist the urge to go up there so often.
Well, this ladder's inside the fucking building. It goes through, there's a little roof hatch, and I'm like, I really want to go up there.
Fucking, if you ever get pushed to the edge, and if you ever want to quit, fucking last day there, just fucking go for it.
I don't know. I don't want to get arrested, so...
Oh, that's also fair, yeah.
I could be considered a threat if I start going up onto the roof, and I don't want to get arrested for fucking climbing the roof at Taco Bell.
Yeah, Michael Ney in all of his threatening glory.
But, so they start going back and forth, and he's like, "I'm not going to sit down. I'm going to finish my conversation." And so she's like, "No, go sit down. You're on break." And he goes, fuck this bullshit. I'm tired of this goddamn fucking bullshit." And he walks out. He's already on break at this point. He doesn't come back.
Yeah, he's already at the clock, so fuck it.
Right. Well, he doesn't come back 30 minutes later. And they're freaking out. They're like, "Well, why isn't he back? Blah, blah, blah." And I'm thinking, why isn't he back? I go, it's kind of like one of our managers had a power trip and started fucking yelling at him.
Fuck's sake.
So then, doesn't come back till 6 o'clock because he texted our general manager, who took his side. Meanwhile, get this, I'm overhearing the entire conversation of C, the manager, and our assistant general manager talking shit about him and trying to write him up.
That's fucked up.
Meanwhile, funny thing is, neither of them have that power. The overheads took away the power of managers to write people up. They have to make it go through our general manager.
Right.
And she took my coworker's side, and she was like, "No, you don't get written up for that. You weren't in the way of anybody. You weren't causing any trouble. Our times were still in the green, and everybody was doing their job effectively." And I go, that fucking makes sense.
Exactly. It absolutely does.
Then, on top of that, my other coworker started getting they were talking shit about her over the headset while she was wearing a headset. I just don't understand. I go, how can someone just be so generally shitty? Genuinely. How can they just be horrible people? And so, all that fucking happened. I was just like, wow. The sad part is, I thought I was going to be stressed and mad because of the orders that we were getting, not about the people that were here. Yet it was exactly about the people that were there and not the orders, because we had no orders all day. You know what?
I gotta ask, what the fuck keeps you there, man?
I got buddies that work there, and right now with the whole, pandemic, I'm getting steady hours, and they are not cutting my hours. And I'm afraid that if I go somewhere else, they're going to cut my hours. Because I've had friends at other places that I would go work at, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they had to tell me I couldn't come in this day for a 7-hour shift because it was costing too much." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't do that."
Jesus.
So I don't want my hours cut, and this is just the safest option. It sucks,
yeah, that's fair.
But it is the safest option. Because not every day is like that. Every day is wildly different. Some days I'm having the time of my fucking life. I'm like, I could work here for another 5 hours and be fine, But other days, it's I get there, and within the first 15 minutes, I want to leave. Because just the people there, and the people that will be there for the rest of my shift.
It's nice being here, too. It's nice to be back in Florida. I'm staying with my partner for the time being. Yeah, it's just really great.
How's that going?
Holy shit. It's awesome. My mental state has been way better. It got so much better so quickly. So I'm genuinely fucking happy,
That's
and I don't
great,
have to
dude.
worry about shit.
Happy for you.
I mean, hallelujah, my fucking psychotic roommate's out of the room now, but like I just needed a mental break.
Right.
Now the biggest thing I have to worry about is whether or not the cat will step on my laptop in class.
And hopefully that fucking asshole roommate of yours just fucking heals over and gets sick.
Jesus. Well, as far as I know, they're still in the apartment complex. They're just in a different apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been instructed to have like absolutely zero contact with me and my suite mate. So,
Mm.
or else actual consequences because of
You
that.
want to tell
So,
the beautiful people at home real quick what happens?
well, I mean, they'll probably be expelled and kicked out of the dorms, honestly, because they were just like, yeah, we will take further action if they try to mess with you guys like anymore. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
okay, works for me.
For the people that don't know, which is everybody, um,
Everybody, yeah.
uh, Alex's sweet mate, is that what we would call it? Not roommate, sweet mate,
My roommate was a
roommate.
psychopath.
He's a psychopath and was talking shit about him, Alex, and his other sweet mate on social media, and then also issuing like death threats over social media.
Yeah, you
And
love to see it.
like
He's literally carrying my knife on me at all
he's
times in
an
my
actual
dorm.
psychopath to the point where like Alex would, see this guy come home and then go like, "Oh, how was your day?" Whatever, and like sometimes this guy would be all like, "Oh, it was good," and talk to you, and then all of a sudden he'd be like, other times he'd just stare at you and then walk away.
Literally, that's how it was. It was either the silent treatment or it would just be like, fine, and that was it. Just like one or two
Literal
word answers.
emotions of a psychopath.
Yeah, it fucking, ugh, it's the worst. But I'm so glad that's all behind me.
For now, until you get another roommate. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I know the end's not really any gameplay, it's just me talking with Alex, but I do appreciate you sticking around if you did stick around to watch it. Just catching up with our lives and everything. Very busy schedules. But thank you for the support. I truly, truly appreciate it. Stay happy and healthy. Peace.